Good morning, you filthy heathens. What a nice, lovely morning it is. Frost on the ground. Makes you want to be out there trapping. Instead, my ass is on my way to work, and I've got a long day, so I'll be working all damn day. But it's all right. I like my job. I really enjoy my job. So I'll be working at both jobs today. I'll be working at the hospital, and then I'll be going and working at the urgent care this evening for a few hours, but nothing crazy. So I'm getting all my traps set up and ready to rock and roll for a good power washing. And you know, typically that's what I like to do. I like to get my traps all cleaned up. I let them, I guess, just to start from the very beginning, is once I pull them out of the ground, I will, even if they've got dirt and a bunch of gunk and stuff on them, I'll try and smack them a little bit. But if it's real like soft and wet, like a wet type of soil that's clinged onto them, I'm not going to sit there and slop around with them. I'll just toss them in the back of the truck, and then I'll set them out in the garage and put the heat on, and I'll let that dry out. It's a lot easier to take off, in my opinion, after that. That's just from my personal experience. And after that, I'll take all the dirt off, bust it out, use like a little wire brush, and just clean off any of like the stuff that's in like the crevices that I can't really, get to. And then I don't go hardcore with it. Just like a quick, hey, this one needs it, okay, quick brush. And then I'll let them set. Whenever it's going to be a nice day, a decent day out, I'll get the power washer out and just hook my power washer up. Right now, the temps have been pretty cold in the morning, so I have my hose. It's actually winterized, I guess, if you want to call it that. And so I'll wait till it gets warm, and I'll hook it up, and then I'll just spray the traps off, and I'll spray them off, put them all out. Not in a big, like, I won't put them in like a big orgy or something on a pile of each other, but I'll just put them kind of in a row and beside each other. Nothing, real OCD or anything like that. Just get them so you can get a power washer and spray the shit out of them. And then after that, I'm just going to let them dry, let them kind of chill out and dry, and then get them ready. And this year, I'm going to probably just re-wax them. Because the ones I used were brand new, no BS juniors, so they still have that black powder coat on them. Some of them do. I mean, I would say, of the 100% of that powder coat, there's probably 25% knocked off. And ooh, damn cop! I thought he was going to get me. But so of that powder coat, there's probably 20% or less of it knocked off. Isn't a big deal. I'll just power wash them, and then I'm going to put them in the wax. And then once I wax them, I'm going to store them, and I'll put them in some totes. Obviously, you're going to let the wax dry. Let that dry for about a day or whenever you can get to it. And then following that drying process, I'll put them in totes. And I don't know why I do it, but I'll usually take some old grass clippings that have been dried out, and I'll put them in the bottom, put my traps down, then I'll put some grass, after I get them all stacked up, I'll put grass clippings on top of them. I don't know if it does anything. It's just something, it was just what I was kind of taught to do. But, so then I'm going to pretty much have all my traps ready to rock and roll. I won't have to be messing with them later in the season because I've got a lot of events coming up. So I want to try and get all my stuff done, especially now that I'm going to a lot more events, and I'm not going to near some of the events that a lot of these guys go to. I mean, gosh, tip my hat to you fellas for being able to do all that, having that determination to get out there and get to as many states and do as many conventions as you can. I really just want to kind of stay around the tri-state of Ohio. So, if I can get a West Virginia one, PA, maybe go up to Michigan, Kentucky, and then maybe Indiana. But that's not going to happen this year. But that's a future goal, is to kind of go out and get around that area. So I'm going to try and get as much as my preseason equipment, as equipment goes. I'm going to try and get it all taken care of. One thing I did last year that I kind of liked was I had some speed dip, and I usually speed dip my my water traps, and I'll also take some of my gear, whether it's my augers or the end of my trowel, my stake driver tip, and I'll dip it in the speed dip and just get a coat on it, and it kind of gives it a little bit of protection. If you've got a lot of big heavy rust on it, you can kind of just brush it off, break up that rust, and then wipe it down, and then put it in that speed dip, let it sit, and then take it out. You'll have a decent protection, at least for the beginning part of the year. It's going to depend on how much wear and tear and use and abuse you put on your equipment. But I really liked it. I actually even dipped a couple of my pairs of pliers, just like the cutting ends, and it actually made them very, very functional. I was kind of worried that was going to bind them up and gunk them up and make it difficult to open and close them. Not at all. The exact opposite. So I was really pleased with that. But another thing I'm going to kind of really get taken care of is I've got to get all my product and everything tip top and ready to rock and roll, and I want to get that done as soon as possible. So I'm going to have to get my meat, and I need to get it through the grinder. I'm going to have to get a couple more barrels, I think. I've sold out of 2 barrels already, and which is great. I appreciate it. And from the feedback I've gotten, it's worked well. And like I said, it's just been a consistency issue. So I'm going to work on that and try and get that fixed. I know how to fix it. It's just it'll be different this year when you buy it. The consistency will be a lot better. So but I got to get on my meat, and I got to get it broke down and taken care of. And I've got the majority of my product. I've got two more large orders to get from 2 guys, and then I'm going up to the Kidron first sale here. I think it's March 9th, and I'm picking up a few things from a few smaller things from a few guys. So I'll have all that stuff ready, and then it's going to be breaking down the meat, and then it's going to be making the solution, letting that set, and then getting the mixture, and then mixing it, and then coming back and checking it, mixing it, checking it, mixing it, and then kind of going from there, making sure that it's looking pretty good. And it's not an easy chore, but it's not very difficult once you get it lined out and get everything kind of tweaked and to your specs and to your liking. So I'm excited to get that started, and I'm looking forward to it actually this year. I've got a lot more base coming, and I've got a lot more other essential ingredients. And the one thing I do, and I think a lot of guys do it, I've seen a lot of guys like advertise it as a specialty, but I put double glands, double fatty acid, everything. And through like the Pocatello research studies back in the day, and you can look them up, and if you need to, if you get a hold of me, I could probably send you a PDF of them. But FAS is fatty acid scent, and then you have synthetic fermented egg, and then you have I believe it's CFA, it's monkey pheromone. Those are like your top 3. Fatty acid was like from those studies and from my reading was the top. So your fatty acids are going to be like your lipids. So the breakdown of the fat. So when it turns to the oil, so fish oils, beaver tail oil, oil sac, skunk fat oil. So all that breakdown, and then people end up using that in different concoctions and whatnot. So with the fatty acid scent, there you have it. That's pretty much I'm not too how do I want to say it? I'm not too proficient with doing any synthetic fermented egg or fermenting eggs. I've looked at the process and I don't think it's too difficult, but I'm just not. I haven't taken time to really dive into it and see if I could get it to pan out. And then you have your monkey pheromone, and I don't even know. I think you probably have to get that from a government research lab or something. I'm not 100% certain on the. I just know that those were the big things, and then I'm going to be coming out with a squirtable lure, and the squirtable lure is it's not going to be urine based. I think most of the lures, most of the guys I've talked to, everything's pretty much a urine based squirtable lure, and I'm going to try and manufacture and come up with a very top-notch squirtable lure for predators, canines in particular, and then have it, and it's going to be a kind of an oil-based squirtable lure. So I don't know if there's any other oil-based squirtable lures out there, but from my point of view and from my usage, the one that I kind of concocted this past year and that I used for my personal use, it did really well, holding up within weather conditions, from here in the eastern Midwest to the far western Midwest, and then it also is hydrophobic, so that just basically means that it repels moisture or water, because the oils don't like to mix with waters. If you've ever been cooking or anything and used vegetable oil and had a little bit of water in there, they will glob up and separate. So that's the premise, and that's that's kind of going to be the goal of this year, is to get something that I can get produced and manufactured. So that way I'll have a gland lure, I'll have a bait, I'll be able to actually get plenty of urine and sell it this year, as well as have some for my private use, and then I will have that squirtable lure, and I think that's going to be plenty, especially for me, just as an individual working I work a full-time job, a part-time job, and then I do Coyote Academy, and I take it serious as more of a full-time gig. While I'm at work, I'm thinking of ideas and trying to come up with stuff, and always trying to figure out a better way to get you guys better products, better information, and make you guys all around a better trapper. So that's the little update for today. I've been talking to a couple guys. They've been messaging me, and I've had a lot of good results coming back from them with using the product, as well as getting on the masterclass. And the masterclass, and I don't want to downplay it, but it's really a place for like-minded individuals. Kind of want to build a community of guys that want to be in the know, and maybe they are younger, maybe they're kind of middle age, and they don't really feel confident or comfortable asking questions, especially on some of these other forums where you get a lot of jackwagons that will just kind of talk shit to you, or talk down to you. With everything that I've got on the masterclass, from the forum to the videos, I make it as basic and as simple for everyone to follow with the videos. And the thing is once you're on there and you have questions, you can literally message me anytime, and I will get back to you with a response or a clarification on whatever needs to be talked about, or if we need to go over something. And then I can always make like a follow-up video, or a video that clarifies some stuff, and I can even like put an addendum on some of those videos. As for the forum, you can, as a member, you can make any post you want, you can create any thread you want, as long as it relates to trapping. It doesn't have to be coyote or fox, canine trapping related. It can be about raccoon, it can be about muskrat, beaver, otter, bobcat, badger, etc. Nuisance trapping, and we can go over all that. So it's actually been wild, because we're at pushing 40 members now, and that's phenomenal. And I honestly couldn't believe, just starting this in October, that many people have already hey, yeah, I want to be a part of something like this. And I think it's great. I think it's awesome. So with being a part of that, you not only get the private forum that you can talk and ask questions and bounce ideas off of each other, but you can also meet new people, make new friendships, make new partnerships, and you get the free video access, which I believe there's 35 videos, and I've been working on several other videos to get them uploaded. So, wrap that up into a bundle, and then on top of it, I add, if you are a member, you get a 25% discount on any future products that you buy, whether that's, clothing or bait, urine, lure. So say you make a $100 purchase, you get 25% off of that. You save $25, and that pretty much covers some of the cost of your membership. So I'm really trying to cut down on all the costs to make it affordable, yet super informative and super welcoming to everyone that joins. So I appreciate the time and watching this. So you guys have a good day, and keep grinding, fellas.